Hey everyone, Dundy here. Today we're gonna be looking at Team Nova. So I wrote a guide earlier, back a few months ago on the Discord channel, but I thought just doing a quick replay analysis before I go on break for a week would be good. This is my second video, but anyways, this is a pretty mid-level pre-made with a lot of good players actually. Smitty, Stimmick, Alala, Sam, Kaya, Outline. And essentially we're playing against two Diamond Zerg players, Fatline and Sam, with a pretty balanced team comp. But anyways, Team Nova, as soon as we start, I split them into two different directions. You never want to keep them together in any situation. Most of the time, like 99% of the time, you're going to want to keep them split, just so you can, recall them out. My first task is to send around 2-3 SCVs to different corner locations. I always like starting my eco with corners, just because when you start the game, they're pretty easy to salvage, pretty easy to maintain. Sometimes you can eco with someone else, like hide behind their buildings, but unless you have really good communication with your teammates, that might actually end up costing you your eco, mainly because you might not see the ping of your buildings being attacked, right? So as always, I start with around 3 command centers. I get 1 2+2. If I'm greedy, I'll get another 1 or 2 more 2+2, and then I'll start building my ammunition center to get my ammo. So I believe they picked Brack and Klevig, both fatline classes, but in my opinion, Brack is hilariously bad against supports. He has almost no kill potential against, especially against supports on the ground. Maybe not against air supports like Prophet, but anyways. With the Brack buff, Lings are kind of hard to kill, 2 shots for Team Nova, but honestly, I don't really find that to be a huge challenge. Just because, you attack fast enough. So, as you see on my hotkey section, I have everything hotkeyed. You want to be able to cycle through all your buildings and such. So,
upgrade complete.
Nice. I get my first round of ammo. While we watch this and see me just farming lings and helping people near outposts and taking high traffic areas, one thing to note mainly for Team Nova, your main goal is to become a pretty big hyper carry, and that's like not the key. The key to that really is learning to use all your money for eco rather than upgrades. There's essentially 2 schools of thought, I guess. One or 2 play styles. One is you can play a really annoying harass Team Nova where you constantly go on creep from 2 directions and kill creep tumors and such, and keep harassing Zerg and killing their units and such. But recently with the creep buffs, I just don't think it's worth it, and it really gimps your late game, because when you're a little more aggressive with Team Nova, you really need the health and movement speed upgrade to not die, because the worst thing that can happen to Team Nova is losing one of your members, right? So
Base is under attack.
my corner is being attacked, immediately salvage. Think I lose one of those, unfortunately. Yeah, but oh well, I mean, I can always catch up. So anyways, the first style, as I said, is being really active, killing creep, being really annoying, especially for the defender, and just constantly fighting. But again, with the creep buffs, I just don't think it's that worth it anymore. It's really hard to play as well. You have to be constantly paying attention to multiple things like your Tosh, your Nova, your Eco, and etc. So it's a playstyle that I don't really recommend to beginners. What you can do here, and something that I did this game, is just being a support in general, getting your Eco up, getting your teammates to base. And if you do have a base, that's where you really shine. Having put a lot of your money into eco in the first 15-20 minutes of the game, you just do so much damage against Zerg, and you can force them back in a lot of situations when they try to break. So my goal here in the early game is to keep farming links and getting gas. You will need some amount of gas for your upgrades in the late game, so I always like to have a lot of them. But another main goal is to protect your teammates' outposts and make sure, especially from Ling Balls, because Team Nova excels at killing Ling Balls with the snipe ability and your pretty fast auto attacks. And to place down your very OP ward, your Tinkers, which are the accumulator Tinkers, basically doubling the amount of gas that your teammates get from killing Zerg units. So placed one down earlier, I believe near here for Moron. just any lings that come in here, you know, Moron's really gonna benefit from getting 2 gas instead of 1 gas, and he'll be able to get his advanced probes a lot faster and in higher quantities. Like I keep traveling. I don't know if you noticed, but my equipment center is the recharge rifle ability on autocast. So this is really good. If you too lazy to constantly refresh ammo, I just leave it on, honestly, just because I mean it's a good amount of money, but I just can't be fucked to, you know, always recharge it manually. It's a lot of work. So right now, both my Thiccccc Nova are going on the map clearing patrols, especially those around my corner ecos. I know it sounds a little counterintuitive to clear stuff around your corner eco. I personally do it because if a zergling or 2 with +1 run into a random zergling run into your corner eco, the ones on patrols are gonna see it, and you know they're gonna start attacking the corner eco as well, and you just end up losing everything. So you know, better safe than sorry. I personally don't like risks in general. I'm a very safe player. So you know, just them both Thiccccc Nova going around mid, always keeping track of our brackets, mainly because you know if you get caught with your pants down, it's the easiest way to death. You know, just keep clearing patrols, especially in key eco locations, opening up more areas and opportunities for your teammates to place down more places, you know, more mini bases. At one point, I just leave Nova here. Oh, good. At one point, I just leave Nova here in this corner side, in this big eco area, mainly because I feel pretty confident defending it with just Nova. If you see a link ball, you can snipe it. If you see T2 units, you can kite them and fight them and kill most of them before they actually get to your eco. But just to be safe, I place a side tinker right by the ramp, because if, you know, Glovig comes up the ramp, I want to be able to see him, and I want to be able to salvage and recall my Nova in time. So this is my defender, my Nova. She's going to be defending that eco and just trying to get me big. Oh, there's Brack. So Brack, as you see, went south, even though I do salvage because he knows my eco's there. I can just click and keep my Nova there just so I can clear the patrols and just eco there again when he leaves, right? Like the most annoying thing you could do.
Request immediate
evac. Alright, so my Nova is uncloaked. Brack is still there. Actually, I don't know if he's gonna come back and try to kill me. I'm gonna keep paying attention on Nova.
Base is
Oh, no, never mind. Brack went south, seems like. Ooh, unfortunate. That building is expensive.
Your forces are under attack.
Anyways. Always try to keep your guys moving at all times. Your main support key, I guess, here is just your cumulative tinker. It is just so good for so many of your teammates, and it's just always worth getting it. I think it's the only tinker that's really worth slowing down your eco for. It just has so much value, especially to all your teammates. So Gladwig is starting to push out with this creep. This is starting to get a little threatening, but that's okay. My team seems to have pretty good map control. Well, not really map control, but they have presence over the map, and it's gonna be really hard to catch it or clear them, especially with, you know, any mobile hero like Gladwig that's bound on creep, as OP as he is, and Brack, you know, who has almost no kill potential. Like all of our team's gonna be hopefully alive by the time we base, and if they're not alive, it's their fault. Anyways, you can see I keep moving my Tosh run to be as much of a support. I am still relatively low impact though here. It's not the most impactful game, right? Like generally I would try to eco with someone else and keep both Nova and Tosh going around and protecting outposts. But and you know, you can kind of tell that team is struggling a little with keeping our outposts alive, especially guys like Helios and Salandis. You know, as long as I can keep putting accumulator tinkers down and keep giving them gas and help, you know, boost their growth rate, right? I'm pretty happy with that. I might post another game later of a pretty high level game we had against 2 masters where we just kept defending outposts and eco. In situations like that, you know, like your Team Nova really excels, especially in the first 10 minutes, being able to kill link balls and keep map control and just force them to waste APM and money constantly. So cumulative tinkers, keep moving them around. I decided to keep my Tasha in the bot right area, because there's a lot of outposts there, potential eco areas. you know, he's just always putting the accumulator tinkers and helping my teammate. My main focus really is on accumulator tinkers and eco, right? If I can get big, if I can be you know, if I can have a significant amount of eco by the time we base, which is somewhere in between, you know, 2 to 7 minutes from now on, I'll be really helpful, especially with against a hero like Brack, who has very low mobility, so he's almost no threat to me, so I can keep kiting him and biting him and killing him. And in a base break especially, he really relies on his units and being at the front to kind of fight with them. But if you can just, you know, keep hitting him from a long range, he's just gonna struggle. He's gonna have so much trouble fighting you and staying on it. So unfortunately here, I was a little mispositioned. I should have prioritized saving that eco instead of the outpost. That's one mistake from me, but hindsight's 2020. We can base. So Stimmick seems like he's pretty rich. He's calling for a base. One big reason to keep your Team Nova, I guess, split between those two areas, you can see one's on the left side of the map, one's on the right side, is that I want to be able to put both of them in the base, albeit a little separated. But if I keep them separate, then I always have the option of going to the base as quickly as I can. You know, just if the base is on the left side, I just move Nova down there, and then I recall Tosh there, right? Then it's pretty easy. So, as you can see, I'm massing a lot of command centers. The reason for this is that your +8s are your most mineral efficient eco, and most of the time your limiting regions is, you know, your minerals, right? You never have gas troubles on Team Nova. And you do have enough gas. Your main goal is to get the disruptor tinker upgrades and try to put that all over the base just to be of support. But right now the main focus is again on eco and, you know, trying to get as big as possible. So we still have pretty good map control. Seems like not everyone's going to the base. Kaya is using really OP Dragoons, I believe. I think Brack is not going to be able to break this for quite some time. So, you know, we don't necessarily have to base. We can just keep ecoing and keeping map control alive just so we can base anywhere we want. We do have a lot of good base locations, I believe, especially on the mid right. Bottom right looks okay, but I think bottom left is probably our strongest one, just with really OP rocks. Creep is encroaching though, but it's going to take quite some time to get there, especially with our control on Donut on, I guess, 7 o'clock. Look at this, the Dragoons are so strong. They just keep spawning, they don't feed. I believe they've been changed now, but this patch they were pretty OP, they were pretty strong. Anyways, just keep building more command centers, right? Keep ecoing. The bigger you can get, the more levels you can get, the better. Right, just keep oh, yeah, there's a big ling ball, right? Your goal again is to help those ling balls, help your teammates outpost, kill those ling balls, get EXP, get big. The muscle play style with Team Nova, just brute force it with pure damage. Anyways, looking at Team Nova right now, you might notice I've gotten no upgrades at all. This is a pretty risky playstyle. For beginners, I always recommend just spending some money, getting upgrades and such. Especially health. Just health and movement speed will really help you a lot of the time. I play really greedy. I want to put all my money into eco. So, you know, and I'm pretty confident in my ability to keep my shit alive and, you know, recall out. So this is the basing situation. This is where you get big. This is your strongest moment, most powerful. This is where you're arguably at your most powerful. Team Nova, the biggest weakness is just dying. Like most supports, you don't want to die. And in a base, it's really hard for you to die if you just stay behind a lot of units. And because your units have push priority, you can just keep kiting the Zerg hero around your allies units. So the main key is that you're the DPS. All your allies units can be tanks. And as long as you play around that and keep kiting them behind your allies units, you're just a huge threat, right? Not having the Zerg hero push with his units is pretty detrimental, and having two long range heroes, you know, that can constantly fight and kill T2 and T3 units very quickly is really annoying as well. So look at that, they're so strong. So right now in the base, you know, I should generally keep my guys separated. my Team Nova members. So I'll start doing that soon. I'm pretty confident just because I know where the Brack and Klevig is. I know they're not near base, and I know Brack especially has no kill potential. I'll just keep getting upgrades and walk away. But my main upgrade focus right now on this base is damage. So 3 damage upgrades you should always be getting are, especially in a base, you should be prioritizing. These are damage, range, and attack speed. They are just what makes you fight so much better. And as you can see, once I have those upgrades, I don't quite know what level they're at just because of my annoying command cards, but I believe they're both all at maybe plus 10 or so for most of them.
Your forces are under attack.
And after that, you know, when you have money left over, and as you gotta mix some other upgrades in. So my main upgrades that I love are health and movement speed, just for survivability in case you make mistakes. Just get your eco up, right? More eco, the better. If you just read my Team Nova guide, there's a lot of info on what skills you'll be maxing, how to get upgrades, and what kind of upgrades to get, and how you should be in a base. Playing pretty sloppy here, just because I kind of know we've won, especially against Brack. Most of the time, you should be keeping your Team Nova separate, like here, Tosh and Nova, on separate locations. Mainly because if you get caught off, you know, if you get caught surprised, caught off guard, you want to be able to recall the other one out immediately. You know, I generally try to keep them separate and attack from 2 different directions. It's not that hard to micro two heroes, but sometimes it does get confusing. So yeah, keep getting upgrades, keep ecoing, right? I'm mainly focusing on damage right now, or I'm actually focusing on eco just because they're giving us time to eco, and you know, when they do come through, when they do come in for a break, that's when I'll start getting more upgrades. So right now I attack pretty fast at 100 DPS, at 100 damage, at 10 range, 0.4 attack weapon speed, but this can get pretty ridiculous as you keep getting upgrades and keep getting more levels, especially in a base break situation. So I'm just guarding 2 possible attack locations. I know that creep is coming. Klevig's gonna be here pretty soon. When I can start getting upgrades, which I just started, I believe. Right, my damage is going up, my weapon speed's going down. That's when I'll start getting vision towers, getting scans, and then starting to clear creep, especially against Klevig, who also has very low kill potential against heroes. So just keep ecoing, right? Here comes Brack. I'm pretty brave. I know Brack's not going to be able to kill me. As long as I can stay a good distance away from his units. See, the cloud doesn't do anything. I'll just keep attacking, right? Keep fighting, kill units. Most of the time when you're against Zerg, you want to target down the Zerg hero, which is what I just tried to do there. I just need a few more units to tank for me. But you know, they're fighting pretty well. They have a lot of eco. Both of them are very macro-oriented people with salmon fat lines, so they're gonna have a lot of units. And my goal here is to just chunk down the Zerg whenever they get close. I believe I've done a fair amount of damage, but maybe like 5-10k. But as I get stronger and stronger, right? 150 DPS, 0.2 attack speed, right? I'll just be, you know, fighting so much better. I can really chunk the Zerg. Leveling on the right side, so I just need vision. I'm not entirely sure my teammates can provide it to me. Right here, I'm gonna start chunking, but I lose vision. This is around, like, if you have trouble with getting vision on Zerg heroes, you just, you know, just get vision towers. I think I decided to get vision towers here just because I'm pretty annoyed with not having any vision. Your priorities when fighting in a Zerg base, fighting in a base, are killing overlords and T3 units and T2 units. So Zombs here will, well, so right now I'm chunking Klevig for like 20k, but I take a lot of damage here. I should be careful. Getting health upgrades and movement speed. So here, Brack comes in, right? Tries to kill me, but I just keep kiting, going back and fighting and chunking him. Look at the damage I'm doing. I believe I did like 60k damage this game. So we're starting to break. This is really bad for us. The Somps are out. They're really rich. The push is not going to stop at any point. So the main goal here is for me to just keep chunking Zerg. Look at the damage I'm doing. I've done, just in this fight alone, I've done 20k more damage. I keep pulling back. I think a little bit risky here. I really wish I had some heals. I believe we have a ghost who's going to turn into a medic and heal me. Yep. So my vision towers are done. I need to upgrade them. My flashlights. just so I can keep scanning and, you know, look at, I just do so much damage. I can clear everything basically. 200 DPS at 0.1 attack speed, especially with Stimpack. So I max Stimpack most of the time. For that boost, you can keep this on permanently when you have enough mana, or mana regeneration especially. So that 50% boost in DPS is pretty insane. And look, I can just melt Psalms, right? Like it's no problem for me. But eventually the base is gonna break because my teammates just aren't as rich. So in any case, and anytime I see the Zerg hero, I want to be able to chunk them down. Especially when, you know, I have enough HP to fight them. And level 10, you know, I'm just doing so much damage. 20k left. I can kill them pretty quickly. I believe the Brack's gonna back off here. Scan. I go into hit. So, oh, just a few hits and I just keep chunking him. Look at that. He lost 10k to me in that fight. Scanning for possible Zerg locations. I want to be able to keep fighting, damaging him. That's my main goal here. Just be careful when fighting in front of your teammates' units. It's the quickest way to die. You're not as tanky as you think. So I just go to help out this area. I don't want the base to break. And, you know, I melt some, so there's no problem there. Keep getting upgrades. Keep putting money to upgrades. Always have your ammo on autocast. As long as you can do that, you know, you're set. Just keep fighting. Don't worry about anything else. Kill T3 units. Chunk down Zerg when the chance comes, right? Sometimes you can be brave and just cloak onto them and fight them. But, you know, if you get scanned, there are a lot of units around you, you're kind of screwed. So, yep. Keep fighting. I could be a little braver here, but honestly, I don't want to die. My goal is to fight Glevig when he TP's here. When he TP's close to the base, or when the Zerg makes a big mistake. Another mistake I make here is just keeping my heroes together. Honestly, if I had them separate, I feel like I could do a little bit more. But situations like this, it can get dangerous, and I really don't want to lose my one hero. Just look at that. Look at them dancing. Look at them shooting. So I want to get a chance to kill Brack, and you know this is a good chance for me when I have enough units. 252, so close. 2 hits. I know Glevig's gonna be the one who's gonna give me that kill. I just walk up to him. Oh, I misclicked there. I should have killed him. That might, mistakes like that can cost you the game. Just be a little bit more consistent. Not like me, obviously. I'm pretty bad at this game, so. So my goal is to just find the Zerg and just kill them. I can cloak. If they don't see me coming, I'm set. So I'll just keep scanning the map. I have a bunch of flashlights. Oh, that's a money scan. Right, so he's probably on a TP, but I'll just oh, so I know that Brack is somewhere on the right side as well. But oh, someone sniped them. Chalala, ascended somehow. Wasn't me, but anyways, if we look at the stats, 53k damage. I had a decent amount of eco, more than a lot of our teammates, right? Just because I spent a lot of time ecoing, and I don't have to spend money on upgrades or units or anything. So I can be really greedy with the amount of money that I have, and just this is a ridiculous number, 53k damage. I would recommend just learning and playing Team Nova as much as possible before any nerfs come. I think at the moment is a really strong support. I didn't have to do that much this game. All I had to do was help clear outposts, help clear patrols, and just ecoing in this one little spot that I had earlier. And you know, even with that kind of low effort, right, I could do 54k damage in a base. And of course, you know, that's assuming you have some good teammates. But if you can goad some of your teammates in a pub game to base with you and fight with you, most of the time, if you have big enough eco, you can carry, especially against heroes like maybe Thiccccc or I don't know, or I guess maybe even Dackers, like against any Zerg hero. As long as you have the range, you have the attack damage and the attack speed, like you will just chunk them down. And especially against inexperienced Zergs who just charge in with their Zerg hero and spawn units instead of making army and sending the army in, you will be able to carry and kill them pretty fast. So for any specific details, like, you know, what to max, your skill build order, what to focus on, like general playstyle things, right? I did write a Team Nova guide on the Discord channel a while back, and I would always recommend reading it. It's slightly outdated just because there have been patches, especially to the upgrade costs, so you can't scale as hard on Team Nova. But even then, I would just always recommend reading it. And Just learning the basics, like what skill do I max, right? Like what do I prioritize? How do I fight T2 units and things like that? So go look and have fun.